Hey. Welcome back to the stream. How are we all doing? It's great to see you. For those of you that have joined so far, welcome. Thank you for joining. And of course, make sure you drop a like to get us going. We've got Nick in the chat saying, hi, Stonkers. It's great to see you, Nick. I think you've been first 2 days on the run now, haven't you, Nick? You were first yesterday, I'm sure. And you are first today. So it's great to see that. And yeah, Nick winning the speed race there for punctuality, if you will. But yeah, it's great to see you. Thank you for joining me. As we look at the market, now we don't have a whole lot of movement from yesterday. The first thing, obviously, to mention is how well Zcash did. So I shorted this yesterday at 360 on stream. It did go a little bit higher. It went up to 373 shortly after. But then it's bled down. I'm cautious of the way it's looking currently on the 1 hour. I'm thinking, maybe this could be some form of a bottom, or it could get a bounce or whatever. But if you did short Zcash with me yesterday, then you will be in nice profit. I mean, down from 360 yesterday. What are we looking at? 9% drop. Not bad at all, is it? Not bad. So, yeah, hopefully someone jumped on that, or a few here, and is sitting in some nice profit. Howdy, Steve-O. How we doing, mate? What are your woo-woo guys telling you recently? Any woo-woo? Any woo-woo insights? Anything to bring us to the table, mate? But yeah, I mean, what's going on today? Well, Bitcoin's not really moved at all, have we? Pump continues pumping, if you will. Pardon the pun. But pump continues pumping. And it's up very nicely. I mean, if you look at that from, down towards the lows, it's up a whopping 43%, which is very good, isn't it? And yeah, it carries on. I mean, that and Hyperliquid are the two that have kind of, been leading the charge to the upside. As you can see, yesterday on Hype, we rejected from the SR region again. But could today be the day that we get over? It could well be. It could well be. So do keep an eye on that. But yeah, the overall market, altcoins are looking quite frothy, aren't they? Altcoins, it's showing life in altcoins and life in the altcoin space. Obviously, with Pump and Hyperliquid, the way them two have been moving. Obviously, Zcash and other privacy ones. But then, you look at Litecoin. That's been up quite nicely today, of course. It's currently up 2.4%. But if you actually look, it was as high as 7%. Obviously, some selling absorption there. HBAR is doing work today. HBAR is doing work, and we are now into that SR region that we looked at. So, this is exactly what we looked at on HBAR to a T, obviously to the downside and to the upside. Nothing at the moment, sadly. Just alien stuff, so nothing exciting. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Any exciting alien stuff to share? But yeah, HBAR is looking juicy now, of course. And we are at the point of SR. So we want to do exactly as the arrows planned out, reclaim this, which then obviously opens up the route back towards 25 cents-ish, which would be nice. That would be a nice pump on HBAR. So we'll see what happens for me. But yeah, HBAR, massively outperforming the rest of the market today anyway. 13% up. And, of course, was a little bit higher. But yeah, key points for HBAR. XPL. Nothing really much to say on this, is there? There's nothing really much you can say on this. You just don't know which way this is going to go. May it find a bottom and then push back up. Obviously, there's nothing price action wise for us to look at. But what you can say is, of course, it is down basically. And if we go to the actual low, minus the liquidation one, it's down 80%. So it is in that realm of, that kind of 80% region for a pullback. But obviously, massively invested in, and people massively up on it. Tau, same story. We are at resistance. We are at SR. And yeah, Tau needs to break above. As you can see, we zoom out on the daily. We've been wedged in here. It's acting really nicely. Yeah, it's at the point, of course, where up to here, maybe into somewhere like this. But either or, it should be a nice expansion after spending, the best part of 5 months, over 5 months in a trading range. But yeah, let me know in the chat, what are you most excited about? What are you, looking at? What are you observing? What's getting you the most hyped up? But in terms of Bitcoin, we've not really done anything, have we? We've not really done anything. We've not really gone anywhere. And we are just kind of hanging around. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see where this goes next. But the plan and the sound no good, really. Really? You sure? Are you sure? The sound's no good? Can anyone else comment? Anyone else comment on that? because the sound should be fine. Yeah, let me know in the chat. Anyone else? Now is okay. Yeah, I think it maybe just drops out like for a couple seconds at some point. I think it just drops out a bit. Maybe it's a connection issue or whatever. But yeah, I mean, in terms of Bitcoin, we have this region to break, and then of course the area of attraction for supply. So nothing's really changed on Bitcoin since we looked at it yesterday. Of course, the CME gap remains open. We haven't filled any of it from open on the CME chart anyway. We haven't filled a single bit. But I suppose we could go and mark it on so it's a bit more clear. Let's go and mark on where we've filled in from now, which is absolutely nowhere. And yeah, there we go. So that's where we're up to with Bitcoin and the CME. Wide gap, a good solid 3K gap. So does that get to work at some point? Oh, look at Crow. Now that is an hourly candle, isn't it? That is an hourly candle. I wonder what has caused this. Not too sure. I mean, this bled down ferociously, didn't it? I mean, for where it was at, for where it was at. I remember looking at this on stream, and it was basically at like kind of the 38 to 39 cents region. I wish I'd have shorted it. Because that was kind of where I was looking, just a little bit higher. But I mean, from where it obviously top ticked down 57%, was down as much as 60. Of course, it went all the way down there. But yeah, I wish I'd have, because I remember looking at it on stream, and it was literally at like 30, 37, 38 cents. And then, of course, closed the daily down here. Never revisited up there. I wish I'd have shorted it. That is on one of the list of regrets for sure. What else is doing well today? Kernel. I haven't really looked at much of this, but I remember charting it. Whoa, that had a wild day. I mean, it's already up 15%, but it did get as high as 60%. Let's have a look at this on the lower time frame. I remember looking at this. Someone asked me, so that was in one 5-minute candle, just bang, 60% done. Crazy. Stable. Yep. I still don't really know what this is, but I remember someone told me to look at it. Now, what you can say is it's kind of built what may be a nice accumulation range. I still don't know what it is. I actually do want to go and have a look at what it is. Sean Stone went out, but it's back. Okay, thank you very much. Hello, Gaza. How are we doing? Sound is fine. Yeah, I think it just drops out a bit. I don't know if it's a connection issue or what. Well, I assume so because there's nothing wrong with my mic. I assume it's a connection issue. I can't remember what this is, but I do remember looking at it. Let's see. Where's the website? Does it have a website? There's no website link anyway. Let's have a look about. An RWA-backed stablecoin protocol that uses yield splitting mechanism to transform yield-bearing assets into liquid dollar stable tokens. Yeah. I mean, I don't know about project-wise. I have no idea about it. I remember someone telling me one of the Tether co-founders is behind it, I think. Chart-wise, obviously had a superb run-up, didn't it? Really, really good run-up. And it settled well. But yeah, I still don't know whether I'd be touching this or not. Yeah, I'm still unsure whether I'd be touching it, but yeah, there we go. But I mean, there's definitely things moving quite well in the market. Zek coming back. So, I mean, I've locked in most of the profits on this from yesterday. Obviously, for those of you that maybe missed it, we shorted this on stream yesterday at 360. But I've locked in most of the profits and just left the runner with the stop slightly in profit. So yeah, great trade. And for anyone obviously that took it from yesterday's stream, obviously is netted quite nicely. But yeah, I've taken mine off the table and left a runner just in case we caught the top. If not, I think if it comes back up here, you would assume that it will go into price discovery. You would assume anyway. It's bold of us to assume things, isn't it? But you would think it would go into price discovery. But yeah, I mean, market-wise, looking good. I think, you know, altcoins are showing really nice signs of life. If we look at, what was that then? I remember looking at one of these, yeah. What is up? Let's see what's up the most. I do actually want to see, where is that 4 up to? Where is 4? 11 cents. Yeah, shame about it when it was down there. Let's see what's up the most today. So H-bar, Trump doing quite well actually. We haven't looked at that in a good long while. Let's go and have a look at that. We haven't looked at memes actually in general, to be fair. So look at memes. Oh, look at Trump go. So this is pushing quite nicely, isn't it? Obviously had a horrific sell-off, then settled above 550. And a lot of, we've seen a lot of these today, haven't we? Where a lot of things have had big upper wicks on the daily so far. I mean, this still, as you can see, Stonksy's got it drawn out with the red line showing resistance. But you know, if you want to use a box, you can. But that is the SR there. You know, that's bang on the SR. And yeah, obviously a flip of that. Currently we've rejected off it, but you know, if we regain this for a daily hold, I would assume at least 950 is coming next. But we may need to redraw that because obviously it's been a while since we looked at this. It's been a long while. I mean, that still looks good to me. You know, there. And then there. Obviously liquidity above there where Stonksy's got it drew. And then up here. I mean, what would I be looking at on Trump? Yeah, I'd be looking up to there. Then from there up to here. May get a liquidity grab up there. But then something like that, I think seems reasonable. But yeah, it's having a good day of it today so far. Even though it's negative on today, obviously yesterday I had a great big pump up. SPX again, just come into this SR region. Just come into this SR, hasn't it? And I've kind of failed myself a few times on this area. I mean, this one, I remember looking at it the first time when we came into it in June. But this area from obviously late September, it just did like 60% within a couple of days, didn't it? I mean, what a buy that would have been. But yeah, I mean, that is, you know, that is strong support until proven otherwise. I think if we fall below there, just that looks bang on, down towards 60, 63, 64. That looks just bang on for an SR test again. Yeah, let me know in the chat what you guys looking at. Do make sure, of course, you drop a big like on the stream. Make sure you are subscribed as well. But we'll have a look. Yeah, we'll have a look. Take some time to have a look at some memes because it's been a while since we've been through this list. If there are any memes that you want me to check on that I've not got on the list as well, of course, let me know. But I mean, bonk, literally, minus of course the wild liquidation wick, basically came into as planned this area. So yeah, I mean, bonk again, and a lot of these you'll notice the same where they're just very easy. Just level to level things. I mean, from here, bonk needs to come and retest this. Or obviously, if we fall down, we're coming down into there. I can't remember why I've got that area drew. But again, you know, you've got this area, you've got the level above. Again, you can probably get rid of that. And we'll just have it as one kind of swift movement because there'll be liquidity above there for it to take. And again, just very straightforward on bonk. Nice level to level. But whether it does that or not is obviously a different story. But again, same for Pepe. There we go. And a lot of these you'll see, they just haven't moved really. You'll see they just haven't really moved at all since we've drawn out. I mean, you look at that Pepe one, just not moved. Bonk, just still going to the plan. I mean, you look at some of them. Peanut was obviously one of the ones that had... It was one of the first ones to go, weren't it? After the April crash, this and Fartcoin just started ripping together, didn't they? But again, something like this, is it actually going to survive or is it going to die? It's back into demand, and obviously this is where it needs to hold. If it starts going below, certainly below 11 cents, then it's in price discovery to the downside, basically. But for the time being, it's in demand. It's just a case of, is this going to be one of the memes where it just kind of dies? Rat's doing quite well. Turbo Mudeng, kind of same story. I mean, look at that. What a run that went on. Literally a 10x, wasn't it? Within, about 4 or 5 days? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. FWOG, same kind of story. Sundog, yeah, I mean, this one just doesn't have any price action, does it? So it's just complete gambling. Mother pinpointed. I don't know if you can see that, but we did actually have a level drawn down there in white from ages ago. That pinpointed us down there on the flush down. Brett, pinpoint test there. Again, diagonal resistance. I mean, look at that on Mog. Just levels, maybe never to be tested again. Who knows? IP story. Yeah, I mean, some of these charts are wild, aren't they? Bert's been doing quite well. That's up nicely from down there. Keycat. This was one of the ones where it just traded really nicely. I mean, if you look at that, this has just been stuck in a range for the whole year. Up nicely today, 8%. Dude. Yeah, so book a meme. Yeah, I mean, meme coins, it's a mixture in it. Now, the thing is, obviously, not all memes will survive, and not all memes will get another, resurgence. There's a handful of them, that rose to fame last year and this year that will just probably never come back. But also, there's ones where you would like to think that they do go on to do some good recoveries. Afternoon Wizzo, RCL. Let's have a look. RCL. Royal Caribbean. Yeah. Wiz shorted this. He actually put it into your recent streams, but I think you put it into the Stonksy Discord as well, didn't you? This is tanking like hell. So what's it down? Pre-market? 10%. Oh. Yeah. I mean, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? Obviously, with cruise ships, when there's going to be a hurricane like that, I assume they just try and get out of the vicinity as fast as possible. But can you imagine if a cruise ship got caught, just bobbing around in the middle of a hurricane? It'd be terrifying to be on that, wouldn't it? It'd be absolutely terrifying. Source. Look at that on Source. I don't remember when we looked at this, but yeah, I mean, that worked out quite well. I have to say, I don't remember when we looked at this, and I have no idea what this is. Source swap. Oh, I think this is this is H-bars Dex, isn't it? I think this is H-bars Dex. Source swap. Yeah, I'm sure this is H-Bar's DEX. Doing nicely, obviously, with H-Bar doing well. Sind. Again, another one. Just yet to really bottom. I am quite interested in this, I have to say. I am interested in this. I don't know whether I'll take a position, but I'm interested at least to monitor it and just see what happens with it. Oh, look at that. Oh, dear God, look at that. That is brutal, isn't it? Look at this. This is this on track to maybe do a mix? Just roll over and die. Borgie, sell it off. Is Borg sell it off? Not as much. Hold it up better than Borgie. Trust Wallet token. Bitcoin Cash has had a good run on it. Like late last week into this week. Wormhole. Yeah, I mean, Mix. You actually have to say. I'll be honest, I am kind of tempted. Because at any given point, this thing could just scam all the way back up, couldn't it? Like this thing could just scam. Alternatively, it may just die. I don't know, Wiz, what are you thinking about Mix? I know you was kind of thinking about it in and around the same time as me. Maybe with Co-AI dying now. This may be up next to scam again. I don't know. I mean, there'll be plenty. Look at them lower highs. You know, high, lower high, lower high. It couldn't, could it? Could it? Could it? Can you imagine? Imagine the move back up there. Little interesting in alts. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much with great setups. I think. I mean, Pi. Yeah, this is pushed up quite nicely. The thing is, if you look across the board, anything that's pushed up nicely have ended up with big upper wicks where they've been sold into for the momentum. I am maybe a bit interested in Mix, though, I'll be honest. I'm a little. It's taken my interest a little bit for where it's at. I mean, it's looking like. I've lost it. Where's it gone? Where is it? Here. I mean, it's looking like it's just kind of settling down. Again, this thing could just rug hard, couldn't it? This thing could do easy a minus 50% candle in the day again. But in terms of, you know, a high risk, high reward play that you're fine with completely losing. You know, this on a 2x, maybe a 3x long if you're feeling fruity. Maybe of interest. I mean, let's have a look. I mean, look at that. It's still got a $566 million valuation. So what was it up here? It must have been like 5 billion or something, which is insane, isn't it? But yeah, I'm a little bit interested. It's took my fancy. I may go and try my luck. I can't believe this. I mean, what an opportunity that was on Friday to get into a short on this. That would have been nice. But yeah, I mean, overall, we're just kind of waiting for Bitcoin to do something, aren't we? If we have a little recap of what we looked at yesterday, basically we're still in here, aren't we? You know, you've got obviously overhead local resistance here. I still think a move into here would be prime. You know, come and fill in that. I mean, this looks like one of the most obvious ones that is just kind of a ticking time bomb, where at some point, obviously, it may take time, but we'll get a pop into here and then drop back down as we come into deep supply. And I will be 100% trying a short there, that's for sure. And if we look at that, let's just try and let me calculate it in my head where we'd be at. Get it in anywhere in and around there. Not much room, like, is there for that? Much room for something like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm interested. Very interested to see if we can get a pop on Bitcoin. That would be kind of one of two optimum setups for me. I mean, we're currently long on the 2 hour. I think we're still long on the hour as well. So we are showing momentum to the upside on Stonksy for sure. So we may not get this. Maybe this is left for later. Obviously, in here would be a good tested demand plus CME gap closure. You know, in the CME gap closure demand. This first, then this would be great ping pong. You know, short it down, come into here, long it from there for a bounce. Vote for US. Oh yeah, because that's in. Oh yeah, it's 20. I keep forgetting about this. I keep forgetting about the time change. Well remembered, Nick. Well remembered. You always remind me as well. I find that you always remind me, Nick. If I forget it, you always remind me. But yeah, the vote is open, so do go and vote in on the poll. Of course, if you haven't, drop a like on today's stream. Do subscribe as well if you're not. But yeah, that's kind of the main thoughts on Bitcoin at the moment. And again, you know, with Stonksy being in the green background on the 2 hour, on the 1 hour, I am thinking that we get another pop up. Hopefully we can get a pop. I mean, what would that be? So yeah, it's like a 5-6% move in it into the. Let me check something. I am yeah, I'm interested in mix. Haven't taken anything yet, but yeah, the Zed Cash WOD yesterday was good. And if you see from obviously where we started the stream when we looked at it, it's up by about $6-7 in it. It was down here when we started the stream-ish. So yeah, good decision obviously to close a lot of that out. Bitcoin's getting a bit of a push in it, leading into US market open. What's the S&P doing? So yeah, this is pushing on up as well the past couple hours. We're really approaching that 7K level now on this, aren't we? Yeah, I mean, this just keeps relentlessly pushing up. Let's have a look to see. So Nvidia's up to 193 pre-market. Can it go into the 200s? Was it Meta's up massively? A lot of these have earnings as well this week. Tomorrow, I think it's Oh, sorry, that's Microsoft. That's up. Yeah, Microsoft and Meta tomorrow. Amazon is on Thursday. So yeah, big week. You got Google tomorrow as well. So tomorrow is Meta, Microsoft, and Google. When's Apple? And then on Thursday is Apple and Amazon. Yeah. And then that just leaves then Nvidia for middle of the month. Insane. That's an insane couple of things to have all wedged together. FOMC tomorrow, plus Microsoft and Meta earnings, and then Thursday, Amazon and Google earnings. Crazy. That's crazy to have all that wedged in together. But yeah, I mean, market's looking good, isn't it? It's looking quite juicy. Tons pushing up quite nice. Obviously, coming out of October. End of October is on Friday, isn't it? Moving into November, can we get an Upvember? I saw an interesting thing, and I'm not like a massive fan of these in total, really. Like, look at that. What? Oh, I tell you what, that is a brutal monthly wick on gold, isn't it? Look at that monthly candle on gold. Oh, yeah, that is. I tell you what, if that closes anywhere in and around like that, it's not a nice monthly candle. That, but yeah, I saw basically a comparison of when this topped out in 2020 and, drifted all the way down there. So what did it do in the end? So this did a 18% pullback. And again, I'm not a massive fan of these because it's, it's a completely different circumstance. It's a completely different market as well. But the comparison obviously was when gold topped out, which was basically September-ish, I think, or August or September. Then obviously Bitcoin just absolutely ripped like hell. But again, I'm not a massive fan of looking at stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, this is unholy ripping, innit? This is unholy ripping. Let's see where we're up to anyway on the vote. 60-40. Do make sure you drop a like. We've got 7 likes from 15 viewers. So if you haven't, scroll down, hit the like button. Let's get it going. But yeah, this keeps creeping up. Everything is running quite hot, isn't it? The question is, when is it Bitcoin's time? When is it Bitcoin's time to shine? Yeah, this has piqued my interest a bit though. I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing that it's piqued my interest, but it has piqued my interest. I think in terms of capital protection, it's a bad thing, but you could maybe make a few bob on it as well. Asta. This thing is interesting, isn't it? More than anything. I think this thing, more than anything, is very, very interesting because it's lagging behind Hyperliquid so much in terms of price action. And there's not really been a whole lot of mention of it either. There's not really been a whole lot of mention about Asta. I think CZ's gone a bit quiet on it. And of course, it's just been falling like hell, but where is it? So it's up. It would be about minus 15% to go back to its lows. Hype and Avant are better. Lighter is a better dex too. Yeah, I mean, in terms of the actual dex, it's pretty rubbish, isn't it? AVNT, let's see. Stonksy has had a nice run on that. I mean, that's had a deep pullback on it. Oh, look at that. Yeah, so this was running hot, I'm guessing, in the Dex perp Dex season. Minus 74%, it goes as low as 80. But I tell you what, Pump is on a mega reversal, isn't it? Like this is front running alongside Hyperliquid. This is just front running the whole market. Very, very nice. And you do think, you know, into these two zones is where I'd be thinking. Obviously, here is the sell-off zone from the capitulation, but the true sell-off zone is obviously up here. I mean, yeah, that is. It just keeps doing great numbers, doesn't it? So yeah, Bitcoin's moving really nicely into open as well. I don't know whether that's a good thing or not, pumping into open, but it's moving nicely. Yeah, very nice. Let's see. Obviously, moving into tomorrow, the vastly expected decision is a 25 basis point cut. FOMC tomorrow. I will be live twice tomorrow as well. I'll be live twice. I'll be live usual time, and then be live again for the FOMC meeting. But yeah, 96.7% chance. It's basically a nailed on position in it. Now, newsletter, CSE newsletter did go out today, as it does every Tuesday. I do the analysis on it. Spud puts the rest together. But Bitcoin ready for Upvember? Question mark. As October comes to an end, and I'm reading this because I wrote it as well, so it's nothing new. The market will naturally begin to look at what November may hold for Bitcoin and altcoins. And of course, you know, very, very straightforward in it. You know, you've got demand down here, you've got resistance up here. You do also have that area in the middle, which is in and around the CME gap plus where we had the impulse come from over the weekend. Then, of course, yeah, overhead supply. Bitcoin is at a point where it could tail off or break higher. The price is pressing resistance in and around the 116k region. The point of demand is down towards 108 in terms of the wider range it has formed. From here, Bitcoin could break above and open the route towards 121,000 where supply awaits. This is the region where the aggressive sell-off occurred and will naturally provide immense resistance. Also, you know, take note of the CME gap. History repeats. Now, this is obviously what we got last year. So we got the liquidation. I don't think you can really see it with that grey, to be honest, on that wick, but got the liquidation in August last year. And then we just consolidated. And then, of course, we didn't really do anything. You know, we pushed up a little bit, but we didn't really do anything until November hit. And then we just obviously went turbo run. Now, this year, of course, we've had the liquidation in October. So a bit later than the last time. And again, you know, no two things will be the same. But then we've consolidated and, you know, started to push up. Last year, Bitcoin exploded in November following the election of Trump as president again. This came after Bitcoin had a liquidation move and then consolidated. This year, Bitcoin has suffered a liquidation move and is currently in consolidation with Upvember less than a week away Could we see Bitcoin expand upwards again? Currently, the catalyst remains unclear unless the market naturally takes on the upward trend. However, the similarities remain painted on the chart. Yeah, very similar in terms of obviously how Bitcoin has behaved leading into November. Gold. What's that? That's a B&B chart. That's not a gold chart. That's a B&B chart. Yeah, I don't know why that's there. I've just messaged Spud to tell him. I have no idea. I have no idea what's happened there. Gold has taken a hammering over. That shouldn't be that picture. That should be of obviously gold. But basically just looking at gold's downturn since it locally topped out. And of course, you can trade gold on BLOFIN if you didn't know. Sign up, links in the description. Looking at ZEC, of course, is what we looked at yesterday. Yeah, massive. I mean, this is what happens when attention turns onto something, and this is obviously the power and what people want their altcoins to do. I mean, the fact that it started in September, didn't it, with like a 2.5x, but of course most of the upside has come in October. But if you call it, say, the last 5-6 weeks, this has done remarkably well and basically just erased 4 years of selling pressure and just sideways consolidation. So unbelievable. Of course, this week, among other things, we have the Fed interest rate decision tomorrow, of course, which I'll be live for. And then on Friday, we have core personal consumption expenditures. We do also have the first lot of GDP. Now, that's not had a time put on it yet. We do also have the Trump President Xi meeting as well on Thursday, which again hasn't had a time put on it. If you have just joined the stream, do make sure you drop a big like. Make sure you are subscribed. How many likes are we on? 10, not bad, but we're halfway there, so we've got 50% to go. Do make sure you get your voting on the poll as well. I'm going to close that in a minute. Where do you think we're going on US Open? We are pumping into the Open across the stock market and across Bitcoin. Yeah, mate. Yeah, I closed it down here. It was a great trade in the end. I closed most of it. I have left a runner, but I closed most of it in and around here this morning. I put in the Discord this morning saying like anyone that followed, great trade. But yeah, I've closed most of it. Of course, we was open from 360, weren't we? It did pop up a little bit more later on, didn't it? It went up a little bit more, but I got out for just under 10%. I think my average close was like just over 326. I have left a runner, which has got a stop in profit. But most of it has been closed out. I just left a runner. No, most of the time I like to leave a runner just in case. I mean, for something like this, it's always worthwhile in case you have caught the top. But it's never more than 20%, you know, 20, 15, 10% on a runner. But yeah, most of it closed out down here. Great trade in the end. Really nice. It was nearly 100% P&L. I mean, yeah, that was a great move yesterday. I mean, the thing with something like this is once it goes, it will fall hard, and it will fall just continuously. What it's showing here is that it's still got strength in the market. I mean, we've obviously had this Bitcoin move, and it's pushing back up nicely. I still don't rule out this maybe having a run into price discovery or whatever, but you know, we milked it for what we could get, which has worked out nicely. Look at Pump go 8% now. I am going to close out the poll, so most of you guys think we're going up. 11 likes. Can we get the likes to 15? Please do take your time, scroll down, hit the like button. It does help the stream out massively. Try and get the likes to 15, guys. That would be massively appreciated. But yeah, you join me. Obviously, we've got US Open in 5 minutes. We will cover the market again. We've spent a lot of time on it this morning. Well, on stream so far, just looking at the market and what it's doing. Yeah, Bitcoin is having a really, really nice push up into the open. So let's see what we get. Yeah, 4 minutes to go. What are we getting on SDR? Yeah, the big three crypto related stocks are kind of just in and around break even. I do believe now that Ross has fixed the web version of the newsletter to show the actual gold section. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, I mean, again, nothing groundbreaking, just looking at level to level play to the downside. But it may not reach there. I mean, what's it doing so far? Stonksy's still red on it as well, which is nice. I mean, look at that. Caught all the move up. I wonder if the weekly's still... yeah, weekly's still green. No change on the weekly yet. But let me know in the chat, what are you guys trading? What have you got on at the moment? What are you trading? We'll cover some news as well after open. We'll have a look at what news is bobbing around. Obviously, MicroStrategy got... What did they get yesterday? They got some sort of rating, didn't they? From someone, which I think was a positive move. Bitcoin long, Scotty's long on IMX, OP, and TRX. Nice mix, to be fair. Yeah, it's a nice mix. And Bitcoin is moving pre-market, isn't it? Bitcoin is moving in the pre-market to US Open. We are about to open in the next 20 seconds, so we'll see how it goes. I mean the S&P. We are mightily close to that 7k. That psychological big 7k round number, aren't we? Just over $100 away. Not far at all. And it continues to melt upwards. Ding a ding a ding. Yeah, you are right. Tell you what, Nick. I think out of everyone, you must love the bell the most. If I ever, for whatever reason, and I hope it never comes. I hope it never happens. But for whatever reason, if the streams ever stop, which there is no reason for them to, so I hope they don't. But if the streams do ever stop, Nick, I tell you what, mate, you can have the bell, because you are always the one to remind me about the US Open poll and about the bell. So if it ever comes to an end, mate, you can have the bell. The bell is yours. I'll send it you personally. But hopefully that never happens, and we just continue to spend each and every day with each other, watching the market for many years to come. Hype pushing up. Yeah, I mean, things are looking quite frothy for altcoins, aren't they? Things are looking quite frothy. Look at Crow. Crow's moving nice. I don't know whether that was news based or not. Wolf, obviously a Bitcoin miner, doing well. Let's have a look to see what the Bitcoin stocks are doing. When is Gemini's first earnings? Monday the 10th of November. Hey, Wiz, are you still in the chat? Are you still in the chat, Wiz? Let me know if you are. I've got a thought about this. I want to hymns on the daily Stonksy going short, keeping an eye on it for it closing. Okay, so that's going to the red, is it? Let's see. That's another one of Wiz's stock picks, isn't it? Hymns. Let's see. Is Wiz still in the chat? Oh yeah, so it is. I mean, yeah, the thing is that's just like really range bound as well, isn't it? Down here to up here. Galaxy taking a battering on open. Look at Palantir. Holy hell. I haven't shorted this yet. It's on my list too. But I mean, look at that. This has got earnings as well coming up, the 3rd of November. Maybe Wiz isn't in the chat anymore, but I do want to. I might put some calls on Gemmy, to be honest with how it's looking. I might put some calls on Gemmy. Let's go and scale into Bitcoin to see what's happening low time frame. Another move nicely caught by Stonksy there on the 5 minute as well. Let's see. Still not like 100% on trade options. So what date is Gemmy's thing? It is the 10th, is it? 11th? No, yeah, 10th. So that's the 10th. Is it pre-market or post-market? Post-market. Okay. So this might be a good one. Let's have a look at the chart on Jemmy. 26 hours. I think I'm going to do that later. That looks good to me. Dave, are you trade option? I'll be honest. I'm still a rookie at it. I'm still a rookie. But I do want to get into it. Yeah, Wiz is obviously the master at it. I do want to get into it. And I'm interested in maybe doing some Gemini ones leading into their earnings. So I think I may have a go. But yeah, I'm not by any means an expert on it or experienced or whatever. I'm still learning. But yeah, I'm keen to have a go at it. Apart from that, I mean, Bitcoin, we've not really got much movement, have we, on open? We've not really got much movement on open. Yeah. That's where we're up to with that anyway. I mean, yeah, it's a pretty quiet open so far. The stock market has dropped on open. As you can see, that has been full absorption. I mean, if we have a look on the 5 minute, yeah, that's a big drop there. I am just going to run to the toilet though, so I'll be back in a few mins. Don't go anywhere, of course. In the meantime, drop a like on the stream, subscribe, sign up to BLOFIN, sign up to Stonksy, all that good stuff. Let me know in the chat what do you want me to cover. I'll be back. We can cover altcoins we've already covered at the start of the stream. Obviously, we've got more viewers now, so we can have a look at them. Or if there's anything personally you want me to cover, let me know. But yeah, I'll be back in just a few minutes. Don't go anywhere, and we'll be on with the rest of the stream then. And I'm back. Thank you very much for bearing with me and staying with me. Oh, Bitcoin's pushing up again quite nicely, isn't it? Yeah, Bitcoin is pushing up quite nicely. Yeah, lovely move. If we have a look on it on the 5 minute, yeah, it's been moving lovely. Look at all this green now. Look at all this green. It's lovely. Makes a nice change, doesn't it? To see lots of green in the market. Very, very nice. There's Beyond Meat, the big meme from last week. Yeah, it's pushing up. Very nice. Look at it go. Stonksy doing the business again, which is good. Interesting that we are pushing up. The stock market is dropping quite heavily, to be fair, from open. So it's good to see that Bitcoin is chugging away higher, regardless of what we are doing. So we are maybe getting a period of strength, hopefully. I mean, it's too early to say. It's it's literally about 20 minutes, isn't it? But hopefully we are entering a period of strength where, yeah, Bitcoin is positively bullish against the stock market, even if this is dropping. It's very nice to see. So we are coming, if you look on Bitcoin now, if you go to the hourly or even the 2 hour to make it a bit easier, we are coming to that region now where obviously we sold off from earlier in the week yesterday. And of course, where we found resistance mid-October as well on the bounce. So while we're obviously looking upwards to the, we do of course need to get above here and then, you know, trade into there like that. That is primary objective number 1. Afternoon, Sean. Can't get used to stocks opening at 1:30. Do you think tomorrow's rate cut is priced in yet? Yeah, I know. I'm kind of the same. Obviously, that's why I'm going live a bit earlier. That's why I'm going live at 12:30 instead of 1 to get more of a run up into open. I think so. Yeah, I think it's priced in definitely in terms of the S&P. I think the S&P has got it priced in. I think that's probably, you know, the move into late last week into Monday and Tuesday. In terms of Bitcoin, I think we could squeeze up into here. I don't know. It's a bit difficult. I mean, if we can get above 116k, squeezing up there should be very light work for it. It shouldn't be much work at all to squeeze up into here. So hopefully we can get it done today. I'm hopeful that Bitcoin squeezes and maybe Bitcoin's just lagging a bit in its move ahead of FOMC. But I do think, you know, with it being it's just the expected outcome in it. You know, it's like 97% probability, like, and it has been for ages. So there's going to be no shock. There's going to be no surprise, which leads me to believe that it's priced in. Yeah, so we'll see anyway. But I think so. I think so. Yeah, don't let this move without me. Do not let this move without me. Beautiful. What do you think? What do you think, though, Sean? And everyone else, what do you guys think? Do you think that tomorrow's move? Well, the outcome of tomorrow is priced in. Obviously, I'll be live for it, so do come and join me. That'll be great. It should be a lot of fun. Yeah, what do you guys think? That's the key thing here, and it's not just about what I think, it's about what you guys think. So you let me know. I do think that, you know, currently with how Bitcoin's looking, I do think it's looking to come and fill this in, the downwards move, and then to come up into here. That's what I'm thinking. And obviously we meet big supply when we come up into here, so hence why I think we sell off from there. But that would be a great move. I mean, it'd be a great move for alts. Obviously, there's already some nice strength in here, but you know, if Bitcoin can chug along another, you know, 5% before then we should see some nice move from alts across the board. Stonksy green on 10-minute chart. We're gonna pop to 170. Yeah, I mean, it's green. It's green on a lot of charts. I mean, it's green on it's green on the 2 hour that we're looking at the moment. It's still green on the 1 hour. It's green on the 10-minute, like you're saying. Just gone green on the 10-minute, which is good. That's a good sign. It's green on the 5-minute. Is it green on the 6? Green on the 6. It's green on everything. Which, yeah, I mean, it leads you to believe that maybe we are going to get a bit of an expansive move. I would like to see just a full move into here, to be honest. I would love to see that. I think crypto will get a jump if he mentions QE. Should follow stocks and gold to all-time high, but as we know, life is never that easy. Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, it's never easy, is it? It's never easy. So, I mean, that's an interesting candle that's forming on. You know, what's the mags doing? Yeah, I mean, Microsoft. For anyone wondering why Microsoft is pumping, I believe, obviously, it opened higher. It opened up there. I don't know whether the news actually come out pre-market or not, but they have acquired 27%. Obviously, they already had some, didn't they? They were already a big investor into OpenAI, but they've acquired 27% of OpenAI. Oh, just in, the first ever Sol, Litecoin, and HBAR spot ETFs have officially begun trading. Okay. Well, that's big, isn't it? I didn't know that. Did anyone else know that was happening today? I didn't. Solana, Litecoin, and HBAR, they're the ones that are actually showing strength today as well. They are the ones that are showing strength. I mean, if you look at it, Litecoin's up 3%, but it has been up, obviously, a lot more. You know, it was up a lot more at 7 o'clock this morning. So maybe a bit of front running. HBAR again, same. And Solana up around 2%, so not massive, but not bad at all. But yeah, come on, Bitcoin. Let's get some expansion underway. Let's get some expansion. Crow has a huge market cap, but really moves. I mean, the thing is, I think they've got a fairly tight, like, you know, the thing with Crow is you just, you know, you're liking it to anything that's got a token. You know, any big entity that's got a token, they'll have quite a strong grip on the supply of it. Yeah, I mean, when that thing moves, it moves really well, doesn't it? When that thing moves, it moves really well. Where is it? I'm looking for it now. Where is it? Crow. There it is. Yeah. I mean, it's had a big sell-off, hasn't it? And I remember vividly. I said it before on stream. I don't think it was here, Scotty, but I remember streaming on this day. And I remember when it was up there, and I remember looking at it on stream, and it was at like 37, 38 cents, which was obviously near the top. Now, I wish I'd have shorted it. It didn't quite come into my area. I was looking up here, but I wish I'd have just tried to front run it and short it, because, you know, that would have paid massive, even obviously without catching the full drop, you know, 30, 40, 50% would have been nice, let alone holding it down to here. But yeah, obviously crypto.com have signed some good deals this year, but I would assume that they've got good supply control of it and can kind of move it wherever they want. You would assume, anyway. But yeah, I mean, there's no let off for Bitcoin, is there? It keeps on moving. It keeps on moving. Just let me do. I can't really take these off for long because of how bright it is. New all-time high for Bitcoin soon, says Nick. Nick's feeling bullish. I'm not too sure on a time frame for that. I mean, I don't really have a time frame on it. I'll be honest, I said on Wiz's stream this morning, I thought maybe the cycle top may be in. I'm happy to be proved wrong on that. Maybe it's just me thinking too far ahead into next year, but I do think here will be a massive test. If you look at it on the 4 hour, here will be a massive test into here because of where we sold off from. But, you know, you get above there, and then running through all this is quite simple, because you've obviously got the high, you've then got all these lower high wicks, which are just obviously just liquidity build up. So liquidity above there, above there, above there, above there, above there. I think if you clear this area here, then yeah, I do think that it could come quite quickly and quite easily. This will just be the big challenge for it because of the aggressiveness and the velocity that we sold off from there. So naturally, that will be a place of supply, because we'll retrace all of that and then come back to the origin of the sell-off. So, yeah, I do think that's kind of the line in the sand of where I'll kind of be wrong, and happy to be wrong as well, because I do have long exposure still. But I'm just enjoying trading the market, to be honest. I mean, the Zcash trade was great. I think definitely, you know, anyone that took longs earlier in the week, you know, well, back end of last week, anyone that took longs there was a great decision. And I think, you know, certainly it's looking like we could be getting some real nice upside, maybe moving into tomorrow. Yeah, it's looking good though, isn't it? It's looking good. I mean, it's really strong. I think a positive sign for this is that we were pumping into US Open, and then we've carried on pumping afterwards, where it's not been like pump into the open and then dump. It's been pump and then pump, 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 pump. So that is positive, obviously. Gold is turning around a bit. Gold is turning around. What's ETH doing, actually? I've not really looked at ETH. Yeah, I mean, ETH is still wedged in here. I think we looked at this, didn't we, last week or whatever? Oh, no, it's yesterday. I mean, still long on the hour, which is really nice. But pretty much, you know, you get above 4,300. You then look to 4,500 and odd. Above there, we look into here. Above there, you look into the 2021 high. And above there, you look into 5k plus. So that's looking really, really nice too. What do you reckon TRX risk reward? Let's see. Let's see what's it doing on the daily. Oh, it sold off quite a bit on the daily, isn't it? The thing with this is, it just kind of does its own thing all the time, doesn't it? It just kind of does its own thing all the time, which is a good thing and also a bad thing. But it just kind of does its own thing, regardless of what's going on. I actually think it's come into quite a good area, to be honest. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that, you know, coming back into there, I think the risk reward is actually quite decent, to be honest. You could definitely get. I wouldn't rule out a drop maybe into there. I wouldn't rule out a drop maybe into there as well. But I think in terms of risk reward here, as long as you've got, as long as you've got your risk managed and you're happy with what you're risking, I think in terms of where it's at, I think it's at a good spot, yeah. But I mean, there is always obviously the outcome that it doesn't work out and it goes lower, which I'd be then probably looking into here. And then ultimately, if it fails there, I think looking into there. So there's definitely levels, below to be interested in too. But for where it's at, I think risk reward is decent, yeah. And again, if it doesn't work out, as long as you've got your risk managed, then, you can look for the next downside level in the next one. Ideally, this gets a good push today and doesn't close out that green background, because currently, obviously, that's saying it's going red on the daily. But if this can move up nicely, then that won't close red, I don't imagine. I think that would stay in the green. Or very worst case scenario, just move into neutral. Got a small long on it, yeah. I mean, it's definitely at an interesting point. For me, anyway. I think it's definitely at an interesting point. The S&P seems to be coming back up a bit. Been running quite hot, isn't it? I've been running quite hot. I do wonder about this. I wonder if anyone will acquire this. If anyone acquires this, then it could get the mother of all pumps, couldn't it? I mean, it's a big risk because I don't even know where it's still listed. But, if anyone come out and said, right, we're going to buy this, it could get actually quite a decent pump. What's mix up to? Yeah, it's staying low, good. Keep it down there. Easy, Kev. How we doing, mate? Kev, the legend. How are we? It's great to see you. Yeah, it's good. It's good to see you, legends. Okay, we're tailing off on Bitcoin a little bit now, which is as expected after such a good run over the past hour and a half or so. Let's have a look to see what news is happening while we wait for maybe the next move. This thing is mad, isn't it? I saw this. I've never heard of this before until yesterday or today, when obviously the news of its oversubscription was coming out. But Mega ETH oversubscribed by 400 million within hours as investors rushed for Mega tokens. Ethereum Layer 2 Mega ETH's ICO sold out in minutes, hitting 450 million in commitments, 9 times its target. Analysts warn of FOMO-driven hype as Mega ETH, backed by Vitalik, promises 100,000 transactions per second and sub-millisecond latency. Crazy. Absolute craziness. I mean, there was another one, wasn't there, that like oversubscribed massively. The sale allocated 5% of Mega's 10 billion token supply, with bids ranging from 2,650 to 186,000. A special allocation mechanism will determine who gets tokens after the auction ends in 2 days. That is just wild, isn't it? I mean, we were talking about this in the Stonksy Discord last night, and yeah, I mean, how many L2s do we need, really? You know, you've got Base, you've got Optimism, you've got Arbitrum, you've got Polygon, you've got a few others probably that I'm not thinking of. It's mad how many L2s you could possibly need. But I mean, that just shows the demand in the market. I mean, that is crazy. 400 million within hours. US lawmaker seeks ban on Trump Congress from trading crypto or stocks. So Ro Khanna has called for banning Donald Trump, his family, and members of Congress from trading crypto or stocks, citing alleged corruption tied to CZ's pardon and the Trump-linked World Liberty Financial Project. Thing is, I don't think you'd ever get. I mean, I'm no expert on it at all, but I don't think you'd ever get something like that through, would you? Because it's in people's own interest to be able to trade stocks and stuff like that. You know, stocks, crypto, whatever. Alleged back in the... Yeah. I mean, I don't know about something like that. I don't know whether it would actually be able to pass or not. If I was in there, I would want to be able to trade stocks and stuff. Not even just for insider, you know, not for insider trade or anything, but just, you know, why not? Why not? If you do that, you have to go and like investigate everyone that could have alleged insider traded, haven't they? You know, they'd have to go and investigate everyone. You know, obviously the poster woman is always Pelosi, and people always question, well, how she made that money from being in the Senate or being in the Congress, whatever it is. And you do have to obviously then go and prod and poke and say, well, how did you actually make these trades? Was it just pure luck, or did you know something? think everything's having a bit of a rest now, and everything that was doing well seems to be. Oh, look at Litecoin. That's dropping quite a bit. What's happening in the meme sector? Not much. Oh, Keycat. Keycat's moving. Apple down a little bit. I mean, yeah, the fact we've got FOMC tomorrow, and then let's see when are these Mag 7 earnings. So Apple's is Thursday. So Meta's is Wednesday after market close. So that will be a few hours after FOMC. Microsoft's is also after market close. Amazon is Thursday after market close. Apple is Thursday after market close. And Google is Wednesday after market close. So that's Wednesday. Oh, so it's Meta, Microsoft, and Google tomorrow. Holy hell. Wow. And then Apple and Amazon on Thursday, which leaves Nvidia then as the last one for the middle of the month. Nvidia's ages away. It's like the 14th or 15th or 16th of November. Oh yeah, we're carrying on pushing, aren't we? We're carrying on pushing. She knows a lot. Yeah, I bet, mate. I can only imagine. Oh, look at it go. Come on then. Come and fill in this nice big gap there towards 121. Dave in 60% ETH, 30% SUI, and 10% Aerodrome. That's what you're in. You're 60% ETH, 30% SUI, 10% Aero. It's not bad at all. Not bad at all, mate. That's a nice mixture. What's that for? Is that spot allocation? Or what's that for? What's more important for the Stonksy indicator, the background or the triangle? It depends what time frame you're looking at, to be honest, Neji. If you're looking at the 5 minute or the 6 minute, I would say both. So the way I trade the 5 and the 6 minute is based on just when both of them come together. So obviously you'll have the background come first, and then you'll have the triangle come after. On the 5 minute and the 6 minute, when you get that for obviously red and green, the outcome is very, very good when we get some volatility in the market. It's really nice for the trends. So for the 5 and the 6 minute, I would say both. I like to look for them both obviously coming together. For anything above that, time frame above that, I would say you can pick and choose basically. Like if we go to say Bitcoin and look at the 1 hour, we are currently in a green background. Now, you don't typically get that pattern that you get on the 5 and the 6 minute with higher time frames, where you look for the background color change plus the triangle soon after. You don't get that on the higher time frames. They tend to be more sporadic. But if you're looking at it, you could play it either or. Obviously, for the 1 hour, typically we are in a background color most of the time. As you can see, we're basically, there's limited time where we are actually in a no trade zone. You're going back here, we're back to middle of September, and there's been hardly any. As you can see, it's caught the biggest moves. So for the 1 hour, I would definitely say the background, because we don't typically get that many. However, if you did want to trade with the icons, you can see, if we go back to say, that bearish one came in there, which led to a big drop. The bullish one came in here. Obviously, these have come in after, quite a while after the opens because of the high time frame. But you look at this came in here, and we led up. Really nice. Red background opened, and again, the arrow came in after, but really nice performance after that. The only one really I would say where it's caught it off is this one here. That's the only one. But previously, yeah, they've performed nice, and they've all come in within backgrounds. So you could, on the 1 hour, for instance, you could use that as like an even more confirmation. If you get the arrow come in, then, you're onto the right path. But you don't get them soon after. On the 5 minute, you'll get the arrow come pretty soon after, which is good. Then for any others, I think you can pick and choose. So say if you went to the 15 minute, you can pick and choose the background, or there'll definitely be times when, the arrow will come in. Like, for instance, here, we didn't get a background. We got an arrow come in, which led to a nice uptrend. Doesn't always work out that way, but I typically like to utilize them together on the 5 and the 6 minute. I would say anything higher, what is more important? I would probably say the background. But, you can definitely pay attention to just one or the other if you wanted to. Oh, look at us go. We are really pushing on now, aren't we? Look at Bitcoin go. Go on then, Bitcoin. All spot, 17,000 spread over. Nice, mate. Nice. Are you... So what's currently like your P&L looking like? Did you put 17,000 in at the start, and then what? I mean, you don't have to share this. Obviously, it's private information. But did you put 17,000 in at the start, or like what are you up to now, or is your total currently come up to 17? Bitcoin, yeah, mate, it's got a rocket up it, hasn't it? It's got a rocket up it. It does look like we are going to come. We're coming to test now, obviously, local resistance, but I think, yeah, this zone here is looking real nice for a drop off. Well, for a push up there first. Let's push up there first. It should move the market quite nicely. Let's get up there first, but I mean, yeah, you'd think it should be able to chew through all this quite easily. But it's moving real nice. Look at it go. And yeah, ETH, Sol, XRP. Very, very nice. Everything's getting a nice little move on now. Look at it go. 17,000 to start. Nice, mate. Very nice. 117,000 incoming. Dunder says 116,342 lick. Yeah, I mean, I would prefer to see us push to 121, to be honest. I would prefer us just to come in and close this inefficiency all in here, which would lead to, in my opinion, a really nice risk reward short. I would definitely be shorting up here if we can get there. Probably, yeah, as close to 121 as I can get. And where would I have my stop? I would probably have a bit of a wider one, probably a 3%. 3% stop, I think, would be because, you know, if you start going above there, especially if you start going to 122, climbing to 123, I would maybe even manually stop it. But yeah, I'd be looking for, and again, it's not the best R trade, but I'd want to give myself some decent room. And again, you could pull it down more, you know, you could pull it to 2%, 2.5%, whatever. And I'd be looking for closure of the CME gap, probably down here, which makes it just over 3R trade, which would be nice. That's my plan anyway. It may not come off. We may not even get up there before tomorrow. Hello, Delta. I'm good, mate. How are you? How's things? Great to see you. Not much, mate. Not much. We are just enjoying the Bitcoin pump. We're just enjoying the Bitcoin pump, I think. We are into local resistance now, though. We are into local resistance, so. It is the first day of Sol, Litecoin, and HBAR spot ETFs trading today too. Oh, there you go. Maybe. Oh, this must have been what the pump on Crow was. Trump's Truth Social is teaming up with Crypto.com to launch the world's first social media prediction market platform. There we go. So that was obviously the pump on Crow. Seem to have a good relationship, them and Crow, don't they? They seem to have a good relationship, Trump and Co. and Crow. If you pardon the pun. Dave, where bear market clubs, where would you put your money? I mean, it depends what you want to do. I mean, really, the first rule in a bear market is capital protection. So everything you should do in a bear market, the first thought process and the first rule should be capital protection. So you want to protect your capital and keep it safe. So in my opinion, that should always be rule number one. If you're looking to trade with any of your capital or whatever, it should be looking at, obviously, not risking too much, being sensible, whatever. Obviously, in stables or in cash, is the safest method. Me personally, I have started to acquire short ETFs on the stock market. So that's where some of my cash is going, because I think crypto could do anything, couldn't it? We could get another leg up on crypto. We could get whatever, we could get anything. But I think in terms of the stock market, it's looking like it's approaching that point of top for me. So I have been putting a little bit into them. Again, not financial advice. If you don't know, obviously, how to deal with them, yeah. But I think of it, the safest method is in cash, innit? But in a bear market, rule number one is capital protection. You need to protect your capital. Capital protection and then making money. That's always the order it should come in a bear market. Is this going to protect my capital, or am I risking an adequate amount? And then obviously making money comes second. Well, yeah, I mean, you could do anything. You could hedge, yeah. I mean, that's basically what I'm starting to do with the short ETF, is just hedging. Just basically taking out a short position. And the idea that, 6 months from now, it may start to pay off. I may be underwater in 6 months, but I'll just keep adding slowly. And again, not risking too much. That's the main thing, not risking too much. But that gives, obviously, that doesn't mean that crypto's done at all. We could definitely comfortably have one really nice further leg up on Bitcoin. But yeah, it's always a difficult one, isn't it? I think that the main thing is just to hold on to as much cash as you can, because then that puts you in a really good position, doesn't it, moving into the bear market to buy to buy it a lot cheaper. You can't buy in a bear market if you've blown all your capital trying to long it on the way down or doing stupid stuff with it. Just about protecting that money, innit? But yeah, I think that's a really good question, Kev, to be honest. It's a really good question, because I think it's good to be planning ahead. It's good to be planning ahead, thinking about that, because, of course, at some point, you would want to be thinking about an exit, wouldn't you? But yeah, thank you very much for watching, everyone, today. It's been a great stream. It's been really nice to watch Bitcoin pump up as well, all on stream. Yeah, it's been, we don't get it too often, where it basically just pumps all throughout the stream. So that's been good. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Do make sure you drop a like, subscribe, of course, sign up to BLOFIN, sign up to Stonksy. All that good stuff is in the description. And yeah, thanks for watching. I do have 2 streams for you tomorrow. Obviously, usual time one, and then FOMC one in the evening. So do make sure you try and tune into both of them if you can. Should be a good one to watch the reaction to FOMC. But yeah, have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye for now.